Welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. After a very wet start to summer for much of the state, the skies dried up and the latter part of July saw virtually no rainfall and extremely hot temperatures. This past week, we saw a shift in the weather with some temperature relief and, more importantly, some rainfall. This 5-day map from Wednesday afternoon shows some very impressive numbers that run diagonally across the state. From the edge of Beaver County down to Broken Bow, and all sites north and east got a pretty good soaking. This came mostly over 3 nights with some total accumulations of over 5 inches in Haskell and LaFleur counties. Sites south of that line and into the Panhandle either saw fractions of an inch or nothing at all. For these unlucky sites, it has been close to a month since a significant quarter-inch of rain has fallen on any one day. 100-degree days and a month without rainfall is the perfect start of a flash drought. The shallow soil moisture levels responded favorably in areas that received the rain but continued to dry out in those less fortunate. This 4-inch % plant available water map distinctly shows the dividing line between the wet and dry areas. This could be critically important as wheat planting begins very soon. Now here's Gary with some changes to the drought map.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, we have sort of a good news, bad news situation on the latest drought monitor map, so let's get right to it and see what it looks like. Well, the good news is much of our drought across north central Oklahoma has finally started to recede. We have reduced that drought quite a bit. We just have a little bit there in Kay and Osage counties and the surrounding counties, really down to just a tiny bit of severe to extreme drought and a little bit of moderate drought. Now, if you look down to the southwest, though, we see a new area of extreme drought, that red. It's very localized, but that area of the state has been punished by really extreme heat this summer without very much of a break and very little rainfall. So we have increased the drought intensity down in that part of the state. Just wanted to quickly show you a couple of pictures we received from far southwestern Jackson County that warranted that change in the drought monitor depiction. Here you can see large cracks from a dried pond. Extremely large cracks, and also dead crops or wilting crops on their way to being dead, obviously without much rainfall. So those two indicators do show a long-term drought and also short-term damage due to the heat. So definitely a need for an increase in the drought intensity in that part of the state. Let's take a look at the 30-day rainfall from the Mesonet to show why we have that drought reduction up in north central Oklahoma, but also the increase down in southwest Oklahoma. So very little rainfall across the southwest. Those blues and light greens indicate basically less than an inch of rainfall, whereas up in the northwestern, northeastern part of the state, north central, we do see 4 to 5 to 6 inches of rainfall widespread, so definitely some reduction in drought impacts in that area. You can see that even better on the departure from a normal rainfall map for the last 30 days. 1 to 2 to 3 to even 4 inches above normal. East central Oklahoma, 5 inches above normal across the northeastern half of the state. Southwest Oklahoma, generally 1 inch to 2 inches, 2.5 inches less than normal. So definitely a difference in experience in the last 30 days for the two parts of the state. Well, the fix is simple. We need more rainfall down in southwest Oklahoma and let them catch up with the rains that have fallen in the other parts of the state. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.